Our next Assyrian ruler is Ashurbanipal, which translates to Ashur is creator of the sun. Notice it's sun, S-O-N, not sun, as in the ball of light in the sky. And it is saying that he, this guy, is the son of Ashur. He comes, in terms of the history of the Assyrians, he comes 200 years after Ashur-Nasir-Pal that we already saw previously. Ashurbanipal was a monster, and he would have liked for me to say that. He understood terror, and he used this calculated frightfulness to defeat his enemies. There was a Babylonian revolt, a second Babylonian revolt during the time of Ashurbanipal, and he is quoted in his history as saying, quote, "I tore out the tongues of many who plotted against me, and then had them murdered. The others I smashed to death with the statues of their local gods. Then I fed their corpses, cut into small pieces, to the dogs, to the pigs, to the vultures, and to all the birds in the sky." Do you hear that? That is horrifying. And that is his way of dealing with a revolt. He cuts out your tongue, and then he murders you. He, in terms of the history of the in the Western world, the Greeks call him by a different name. They call him Sardanapalus, Sardanapalus. So if you've seen Eugene Delacroix's Death of Sardanapalus, then this is that guy. If you took my 103 class, I know, you, right there, then you've heard about this guy. This is Ashurbanipal. We're going to look at Ashurbanipal's hunting lions. This is another relief that would have been placed in his palace, just like we saw with Ashur-Nasir-Pal. This one features Ashurbanipal. He is the biggest. What's that term? Hierarchic scale. He is the biggest one here, and he's in his chariot, and he's got his bow and arrow out, and he has these attendants who are spearing these lions. What? What is going on here, Miss Cortez? This is the display of his strength. This is the display of his vicious, murderous rage. He has gathered up these lions, which, by the way, the ancient Near East used to have a breed of lions. It has now been extinct. It was a breed of desert lions. He's gathered up these lions and to this corral, or this fenced-in area, and he is riding around on his chariot, and he's just plucking them off one by one by one, as the royal attendants and the nobility watch. These lions are enraged, they're roaring, they're falling, riddled with arrows, and this was not a fair fight. Not only was this in an enclosed area, but the lions had been caged and starved and poked and prodded. And this fact is not hidden in the series of panels. Instead, it is just a part of how strong and ferocious Ashurbanipal is. Look at this detail here. Look at lions and lionesses, and they fall in the wake of Ashurbanipal. The series of panels are now part of the British Museum's collection, and they are in one of the rooms, a part of the ancient Near East. You can see the scale of them. Now remember, they would have been brightly painted and placed along the palace walls so that you, a visitor of the palace, maybe a nobleman, maybe you've been plotting against him, this is a way to show you that he will kill you. He does not care. And why lions? Well, lions are one of the most majestic, strong, ferocious creatures. And if he were to kill a lion, then that is making him above or more powerful than. Hunting scenes are often used as a form of superiority. It is a way to say, I have the dominance of life or death over this creature. And here Ashurbanipal is performing this mass execution of these beautiful, strong lions. The artist has taken time to show the strength of these figures. There is an attention to the musculature, to the anatomy, the veins, the movement of their paws, their heavy hair, their tails. They are gorged, they are spewing blood, but that doesn't take away from their strength. It then applies that strength to Ashurbanipal. Look at this detail here. This is one of my favorites. She's heartbreaking, this lioness. We see a lioness who has been struck with 3 arrows, shoulder, in the back, and in her hindquarters. Now I ask you again to think about how the artist has depicted her. Is she depicted as puny, pathetic? No. There is a dedication to her body to show her strength and her muscles. Look at the attention to her snout, her ears. Her face is upturned. Her mouth is open, and she snarls. Now, I want you to write this down with big stars. Anytime in art you see a mouth open, there is a sound coming out. Let me say that again. Anytime in art, when you see a mouth open, there is a sound coming out. So what is the sound she is making? It's this horrific growl and howl. Her ears are thick with the blood that's been pulsing through her veins and the adrenaline, and they're plated back in distress and anger, and she howls out. The blood is thickly coming out of her wounds. She drags her hindquarters because she's been paralyzed by that center arrow. It's horrific and beautiful at the same time. And it is again an expression of Ashurbanipal. He's never in any kind of danger. Check this out. So here he is going around plucking out these beautiful lions, and this lion comes up from behind, but he's not going to get Ashurbanipal because Ashurbanipal has his servants, his attendants, who are there to jab into his throat this lion. What does that say about the protection of Ashurbanipal? Basically, that he's immortal. He is a son of a god. He's killing all of these majestic lions, and you might try to come at him, but he's got his attendants, and they're going to get you. Spoiler alert. It does fall. The Assyrians make too many enemies, especially Ashurbanipal. And the Assyrian Empire stretches its boundaries, gathering so many enemies they cannot maintain, and they will fall with Ashurbanipal. They will fall, and we will see the rise of a new Babylonian empire.